From making calls as students to shaping the media industry, alumni of WUVA Media contribute to how we all engage with stories.
Hi, my name is Matt Newton. I'm a third year at the University of Virginia. I'm also the sports director at WUVA, and I am arguably the biggest UVA sports fan in the world.
Matthew Newton graduated from the University of Virginia. He was an active member of WUVA Media as a sports director for a couple years.
Yeah, so I'd never heard of WUVA until an activities fair, January of my first year. President of WUVA at the time, Matt Kesselman, was standing at the trifold board that WUVA had. I think it was over in Newcomb, actually. And he was just yelling out random things at people, trying to get them interested, and just to come over and start talking to him about it. And he yelled out something very specific. It was, "You want to make sports videos?" And my head, I did like a 180, I was like, yes, I do. And so I walked over to him and I was hooked. He's a great guy, but I was also very interested in what WUVA had to offer. So we went from a department of 3 or 4 people when I first joined it to suddenly we've got 20, 25 people who want to be doing WUVA sports, whether that's producing from behind the camera, on camera talent, photographers, just video editors. So we did everything, and it was a great time. And again, I was so fortunate that the subjects were so compelling. The stories that we got to tell were so entertaining, were so compelling.
After college, Matthew took his talents to Sports Illustrated and became the lead voice for Cavaliers Now, where he focused on post-game recaps and in-depth analysis.
So again, I feel like I'm saying I was lucky and fortunate a lot, but I really was, in the sense that my first big adult job coming out of college was to cover the same teams I've been covering all during my time at UVA. So I don't know if I can say to anyone that, you work at WUVA and the first job you get out of college will be essentially doing the exact same thing you were doing at WUVA. But for me, that was my experience. It was pretty dang close. It was really just the right place at the right time. Sports Illustrated had been looking for someone to start a site covering UVA athletics on their network, and I think they were really looking for someone who was eager and enthusiastic about covering UVA athletics. I was intimidated because I didn't think that I was prepared for that. I didn't know if that's what I wanted, and it turns out I think I ended up loving that more than I loved video editing. It's close, they're right there, but I did love learning how to be a sports writer, and I found that a lot of the skills in script writing, writing for video, were transferable.
Now, in his new role as digital strategist, Matthew brings a journalist's instinct to digital communications. He curates stories, manages platforms, and keeps things both consistent and compelling.
Yeah, these two jobs are a night and day difference, and I use that metaphor intentionally because my last day writing for Sports Illustrated was Sunday, April 27th, and then I went to work the next day at UVA, Monday, April 28th. So I went to bed a sports journalist and woke up a digital strategist at UVA. A ton of big differences. I'm not writing very much anymore. I'm not doing any content production from the sense that I'm in charge of producing the media. I'm more on the how do we package it side of things. So this has definitely been a change in the sense that there's so much more structure. I'm walking into a new team. Everybody who's on my team has been there less than 2 years. And so there's a lot of building to be done, which I mentioned earlier is both a challenge but also a great opportunity because there is no precedent, there is no standard that I have to follow. We're deciding the best way to do it, and then we're doing it.
Matthew's journey trained him that whether he's working on sports or brand deals, his passion for great reporting will always drive him forward. I am Sam Shibu, WUVA.
I love my mom!
Shake your shoulders!
We need butter! Focus, Bryn!
If you had any doubts of me being the biggest Virginia Cavaliers sports fan, I hope those doubts have been squashed, considering the lengths that I've gone to prove myself. And I also hope that you enjoyed watching. See you later.